Calm down, relax, control your breath, let go of your thoughts, try to be one with the world, and wait! It's safe, right? Is meditation the solution to your anxiety and stress? Do all the people who regularly meditate achieve results? And are there any side effects? To most people, it seems weird and unbelievable. If someone told them that meditation could actually result in depression, panic attacks, and mental disorders like dissociation. Meditation is a $1.1 billion market only in the US. And by now, we all know, if a product is profitable and very popular, it takes a long time for the public to find out about its dark side. I'm Sam, and this is The Dark Side of Meditation. But before getting into the scientific evidence against meditation, let's see how it became so popular in the first place. August 1967, the Beatles were at the height of their popularity, and many believed there was nobody on the planet that had their level of fame. They had released 8 albums in just 4 years, with all of them being on the global top charts for weeks. Yes, you heard it correctly. 8 studio albums in 4 years, and we're still waiting for Rihanna's album since 2016.
You just have to wait and see.
Strange times. The Beatles' global fame was becoming too much to handle for each of the group members. Then they heard about a seminar in Wales about a concept that was totally new to them and the whole Western world. The speaker at the seminar was Maharishi Mahesh, a mysterious man from India who had been traveling all around the world to teach his unique method of meditation and mindfulness. After the event, the Beatles had already decided how to cope with all the pressure of their global fame, and it was by meditation. But it was 1960s, and you couldn't just walk into a meditation center in London and meet a certified trainer. So the Beatles came up with one of the most famous celebrity stunts of the history. They were accompanied by other celebrities on the trip to India. Frank Sinatra's ex-wife and famous American actress Mia Farrow, the American rock band The Beach Boys, and Scottish famous singer Donovan. Suddenly, the whole world's attention was drawn to India and its gurus, promising to solve all the mental issues in the Western world caused by capitalism and modernity. It became very classy among young people to tell their friends that they've gone to India and found Jesus. Found peace of mind there. And if Beatles' massive publicity wasn't enough, the same year that they went to India, Harvard Medical School professor Dr. Herbert Benson started studying meditation and found incredibly positive results. He experimented with different groups of participants and found that people meditating used 17% less oxygen, had lowered heart rates, and produced increased brain waves that could help with sleep. At the time, it was one of the best and perhaps the most important studies on meditation by a professor from such a high-ranking university. Around the same time, other experiments and researches also came out showing positive results of meditations. Now, with some academic support from the scientific society, everything meditation needed to go mainstream had already happened. The hype was too much for any opposing idea to emerge. Different types of meditation methods appeared every day. If you were an Indian guy with a huge beard and a nice smile, you could probably make a fortune in New York City during 70s by just sitting there and talking to happiness-hungry former hippies who wanted to quit their drug problems and find joy. And that hype continued well into the early 2000s. Every few years, a new, better guru came around that appealed to the new generation. Meditation and yoga became a part of life for many people living in the big Western cities. In 2012, British scientists who were the leading researchers about meditation published a set of guidelines for all the meditation instructors. They emphasized the risks for the participants, including traumatic flashbacks, total loss of motivation, long-time hallucinations, suicidal tendencies, depression, and dissociation. In 2016, US National Institute of Health warned that if someone has some psychiatric problems, meditation can amplify them and make them very difficult to be treated clinically later on. In 2017, 2017, scientists from Brown University observed different retreats and different methods of meditation and found out that all these centers and methods had evidence of potential harms of meditation. Professor Willoughby Britton, who is a clinical psychologist and neuroscientist in Brown University in England, was one of the scientists involved in this research. In her interview with Harper's Magazine, she said,
"We began visiting retreats and talked to the people who were running them. Every meditation center we went to had at least a dozen horror stories."
Their study showed there is a surprising number of people who have suffered issues in their sensory perception, social interaction, and sense of self. One of the meditators reported total diminishing of all her emotions, both positive and negative.
I have 2 children. I couldn't feel anything for them. It was like I was dead.
These reports have been totally overshadowed by other mainstream reports that are only focused on the positive side. David McMahon, professor of religious studies, says,
"The Buddhist ascetics who took up meditation in the 5th century did not view it as a form of stress relief. These contemplative practices were invented for monastics, people who had renounced possessions, social position, wealth, family, comfort, and work."
In the Pali Suttas, the earliest Buddhist texts, the Buddha discusses meditation almost exclusively with audiences of followers, ready to reject all earthly belongings. But most people don't really like to pay attention to the potential harms of meditation. I dare you to tell your coworker she should be careful in those yoga sessions. You will immediately get labeled as a backward, stupid person who is too materialistic to sit down and relax for a few minutes. But why are people so in love with meditation? The problem with most fast-paced big cities is that people are very similar to each other. Well, not on the surface, because they do anything to make sure they're not like others. But inside, things aren't so different. When you look at all your co-workers, neighbors, friends, everyone is following the same structure. Everyone is working as much as they can. There is one certain day of the week everyone can have fun. There are certain places to have fun that everybody has already gone to, and everybody has the same ideas. Well, this one is not true, we should say. In fact, everybody is pretending to have the same ideas. So, what happens in such a society? Yes, people start to convince themselves that it's still worth living in a city like that and under such pressure. And what's the best way to do that? Convince yourself that you're different.
Yes, I haven't achieved my dreams and probably will never do. But you know, I'm very good at dating women.
I might be stuck in a meaningless 9 to 5 that I hate with no savings, but I am vegan. I have such a healthy body.
I am stuck here with no future, but I've read a lot of books, so I'm an intellectual.
I am deep in debt, but I go to art exhibitions.
I have no real friends, but I reduced my carbon footprint. You see, I'm better than ordinary people.
But the reality is, they don't need to go to that self-help conference, or to that yoga class, or that weird place where people try to heal their chakras instead of trying to heal their credit card debt. They just feel a strong need of doing something extra, to be convinced that they are not in the same trap as others, to be secretly proud without achieving anything. This is how many are coping with complexities of living in big cities. They ruin their joy by working at a meaningless job to make money. Then they pay a quarter of that money to the government, a quarter to the landlord, a quarter to keep themselves alive, and a quarter to have fun. And when they feel miserable, they know the solution. Just convince yourself that you are not another participant in the rat race. How? By doing something cool. Meditation and yoga are certainly one of the classiest things that immediately gives you that sense of pride. You can walk through big cities and interview people, and by asking a few simple questions, you can see most of them have developed a sense of pride in themselves, an unhealthy pride, a secret pride, by looking down on others while pretending they're not. Meditation can be the perfect ego boost that gives many people that secret, unhealthy pride. You and I are in a boring job, but we're not the same, because I am spiritual. I opened my crown chakra last week and got connected to the source and received universal power from the divine. So you see, although I'm in debt, purposeless, and lost, I'm still better than you. That's why nobody really doubts and questions meditation centers. What is this new meditation method? Who invented it? Are there research from neuroscientists about this particular meditation practice? Nobody really cares, as long as meditation is prestigious and can can offer that secret sense of pride, it's mostly trusted among people. But it's also unfair not to mention the benefits of meditation. And there's lots of evidence that shows that if done properly, it can have positive mental effects. The issue is, most studies, even the positive ones, show that meditation is certainly very, very hyped and overrated in the Western society, and such hypes always results in bad outcomes. It has created an environment for many fake gurus who only care about money to invent products that aren't scientifically approved and can potentially harm people, and then charge insane amounts of money for such products. The obvious conclusion from the researchers in the field is that you should not meditate to solve your problems. You should meditate to sleep better, reduce stress, increase focus, and so on. These are realistic results of meditation. You can't get away from a childhood trauma or get over your ex by meditating. You might succeed to do that, but not without risking serious side effects that, if occur, you may need years to heal them. As I mentioned earlier in this video, science shows that existing psychiatric issues can get amplified by meditation. Yet, there are gurus who claim they're bringing back people's old traumas during meditation to help them. Perhaps this is why there are many people posting on different online forums saying they experienced an extreme sense of fear while meditating. Someone said she saw her father killed in war in the middle of a session. Another person said they couldn't remember who they were, and that was such a terrifying experience. The number of people who say they've been negatively affected by meditation has clearly increased since early 2000s. Meditation is a great way to achieve a lot of benefits, especially when you have a fast-paced life in a big city. But the best way to get those benefits is to be realistic and never try meditation as a cure for mental illness. Have you ever tried meditation? Tell me about your experience in the comments, and please like and subscribe. You can watch my other videos here. See you on the next journey.